Have you ever been relaxing on the couch, and your dog lets out a big, dramatic sigh? You know the one. It's loud, it's long, and it makes you wonder, what's on your mind, buddy? Are you bored? Are you sad? Did I forget to give you that last piece of my sandwich? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of dog sighs to figure out what they really mean. Is it a sign of pure bliss, or a cry of existential boredom? Let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the most common reason your dog sighs: contentment. Picture this. Your dog has just had a great day. They went for a long walk, played fetch until they couldn't run anymore, had a delicious dinner, and now they're curled up in their favorite spot. They let out a long, slow sigh. In this context, that sigh is the doggy equivalent of kicking your feet up and saying, "Ah, this is the life." Their eyes are usually half closed or fully closed, and their body is completely relaxed. This is what animal behaviorists call a contentment sigh. It's a physiological response that happens when their body moves from a state of mild arousal or activity to one of deep relaxation. So, when you see your dog sighing like this after a good cuddle session, take it as a compliment. You've created a perfectly happy and safe environment for them. But what about the other side of the coin? The sighs that seem less happy. Sometimes a sigh can indeed be a sign of disappointment or mild frustration. Let's say you were getting ready to go for a walk. You grabbed the leash, your dog got all excited, but then the phone rang, and you got distracted. Your dog, who was ready for an adventure, might plop down on the floor and let out a huffy sigh. This sigh is different. It's usually more forceful and is often accompanied by wide open eyes. They might stare at you, or at the door, as if to say, "Hey, weren't we doing something? I'm waiting." This is their way of communicating a feeling of being let down. It's not necessarily sadness, but more of a "well, that's a bummer" kind of vibe. They had an expectation, and it wasn't met. It's a passive way of expressing their feelings without resorting to barking or whining. Now let's get a little more scientific. Sighing is an important respiratory function, not just an emotional expression. In both humans and dogs, a sigh is essentially a deep breath, about twice the volume of a normal breath. This deep breath helps to reinflate tiny air sacs in the lungs called alveoli. Sometimes, during normal shallow breathing, these little sacs can collapse. A sigh pops them back open, which improves lung function and gas exchange. So, on a purely biological level, a sigh is a vital reflex that helps maintain healthy lung function. It's an unconscious reset button for the respiratory system. This means that sometimes, a sigh is just a sigh. It doesn't have to be packed with deep emotional meaning. It could just be your dog's body doing its job to stay healthy. So, how can you tell the difference between these sighs? The key is context and body language. A happy, contented sigh is usually paired with a relaxed posture. Your dog might be lying down, head on their paws, eyes soft or closed. The sigh itself is often long and gentle. On the other hand, a sigh of disappointment or boredom is usually accompanied by more alert body language. Their eyes might be wide open, they might be sitting up, and their ears might be perked. The sigh itself can be more forceful, like a huff. For example, if your dog sighs while staring intently at the treat jar you just closed, that's probably not a sigh of contentment. They're telling you they wanted more. If they sigh while you were busy working, and haven't played with them in a while, it could be a sign of boredom. They're subtly hinting that they'd love some attention. There's also the attention-seeking sigh. Dogs are incredibly smart, and they learn quickly what gets a reaction from us. If your dog lets out a dramatic sigh, and you immediately respond with pets, treats, or concerned questions like, "What's wrong, sweetie?" they'll learn that sighing is a great way to get your attention. It becomes a conditioned behavior. This sigh is often very theatrical. It's loud, prolonged, and usually happens when they're looking right at you. It's their clever way of manipulating you, in the most adorable way possible. Of course, they're not necessarily sad or bored. They just know that this particular sound makes their favorite human come running. So, if you have a drama queen or king at home, you might be accidentally reinforcing this behavior. It's also important to consider your dog's breed and individual personality. Some breeds are naturally more vocal and expressive than others. Huskies, for example, are famous for their dramatic groans, sighs, and talking. A sigh from a husky might be a daily or even hourly occurrence. A more stoic breed, like a Basenji, might sigh much less frequently, so when they do, it could carry more weight. Your dog's unique personality also plays a huge role. Just like people, some dogs are more emotive and will wear their hearts on their sleeves, or in this case, express it through their sighs. You know your dog best. Over time, you'll learn to read their specific signals and understand what their personal sigh language means. However, while most sighs are completely normal, in some rare cases, frequent sighing could be a sign of a medical issue. If the sighing is new, has increased dramatically, and is accompanied by other symptoms like lethargy, loss of appetite, coughing, wheezing, or any signs of pain, it's time to pay attention. Conditions like respiratory issues, pain from arthritis, or even certain heart conditions could cause a dog to sigh more often. The sigh might be an indication of discomfort or difficulty breathing. For instance, dogs with brachycephalic syndrome, which is common in flat-faced breeds like pugs, and French bulldogs, often make a lot of respiratory noises, including sighs and snores, due to their anatomy. If you have any concerns at all about your dog's breathing or overall health, it's always best to consult your veterinarian. They can rule out any underlying medical problems and give you peace of mind. So, to sum it all up, a dog's sigh is a complex form of communication. It can be a beautiful expression of pure contentment and relaxation, a sign that you're doing everything right as a pet parent. It can be a mild grunt of disappointment when their hopes for a walk or a treat are dashed. It can be a clever, calculated move to get your attention and some extra cuddles. And on a basic level, it's a necessary biological function to keep their lungs working properly. The secret to decoding your dog's sighs lies in observing the context, their body language, and knowing their unique personality. Next time your furry friend lets out a big sigh, take a moment to look at the whole picture. Are they blissed out in a sunbeam, or are they staring at you with puppy dog eyes because their favorite toy is just out of reach? Understanding their sighs is just one more way we can deepen the incredible bond we share with our canine companions. Thank you so much for joining me today to unravel the mystery of the dog sigh. I hope this helps you understand your best friend a little better. What do you think your dog's sighs mean? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading your stories. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about your dog's quirky behaviors, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and give your dog a pat from me. See you in the next one.